This is where we find out why Jonah didn't want to go to Nineveh in the first place. It says, and this is Jonah chapter 4, but it displeased Jonah exceedingly, and he was angry. And he prayed to the Lord and said, O Lord, is not this what I said when I was yet in my country? That is why I made haste to flee to Tarshish, for I knew, listen to this, I knew that you were a gracious God and merciful, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love, and relenting from disaster. Now listen, I find this a little ironic, that Jonah's complaint about the God of the Old Testament is the exact opposite complaint of the new atheists, right? You guys remember we started with Richard Dawkins. And Dawkins had a lot to say about the God of the Old Testament. He said he was arguably the most unpleasant character in all of fiction, right? But what do you think Jonah would say? Here's what I think Jonah would say. I quoted a little bit from Jonah and expand a little bit. I think Jonah would say this: the God of the Old Testament is arguably the most pleasant character in all of nonfiction. Gracious and merciful, a gentle, just, forgiving God, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love, and relenting from disaster, taking no pleasure in the death of the wicked, not wishing that any should perish, but that all would come to repentance. See, Jonah's problem with God was the exact opposite problem that Dawkins cites. How can Dawkins and Jonah come to seemingly opposite conclusions?